A job, a home, the chance for a brighter future. Brighter. Too bright. Well, the point is that these are all things that we want. They bind us together as humans, regardless of whether we're white, black, pink, or green. But when you hear the words European way of life, what does that mean to you? Would the Czech say that it means drinking beer in a pub all day? Or at a cafe with coffee if you're French? Would the Finns say that it means standing alone at a bus stop, not talking to or making eye contact with anyone? Here are some random EU citizens answering that very question.
The European way of life, what does it mean for you?
That's quite unambiguous for me. Can't really put my fingers on what that means. Way of life, maybe economy and social model combined.
Sorry.
It means to be able to enjoy life.
Sure, why not? I think the point is clear. European way of life doesn't mean the same thing to any two people. And yet, protecting the European way of life is the new title of the EU Commissioner in charge of migration. It's a really regrettable start to the von der Leyen Commission. Here's journalist Rosie Collier to explain why in a nutshell.
So she's aligning basically migration with security, and I think that that's the difficulty, suggesting that migration potentially is a security threat for Europe, and I think that's what makes this contentious.
Yeah, this title is a dog whistle for the far right, who use the same Protect Europe language to evoke feelings of threat and danger. Marine Le Pen even called the title an ideological victory, and when Marine Le Pen is giving you compliments, it's time for a serious life reflection. Now, defenders of the title insist that this commissioner is not actually responsible for migration, and that that's not necessarily what the title refers to. And that is some Trump-level gaslighting. Because of the 11 listed responsibilities of this commissioner, 7 are squarely about migration. Others even say that this language is pushing back against extremism rather than playing into their hands, like our old friend Manfred.
Blinded by the light.
Sorry, wrong Manfred, unfortunately.
We should not allow that the right extremists, like Le Pen in France, are hijacking the European way of life debate. We have to define what European way of life means, and not the extremists should be allowed to define what European way of life means. Is here somebody in the room who wants to live the Chinese way of life? Is somebody in the room who wants to live the African way of life or the American way of life?
Right. So, for starters, not a country. Although it's very on brand for Manfred Weber to think that Africa is just one big place where everyone's all the same. And people who actively use this Protect Europe language paint migration in exactly those broad strokes. It's us versus them, and the latter may as well all be the same. Democracy, human rights, rule of law, equality. These are our European values. And the EU should be standing up to protect and fight for these, rather than adopting the language of populist authoritarians. If you agree, please share this video.